One of the things that came up during chemo was, I want to learn to dance. I feel like I'm doing what I was meant to do. It makes me feel so alive.
I met Jill when she was 6 months out after beating cancer twice. She is forging herself from what was essentially her deathbed into a brilliant athlete and artist and a dancer.
You guys, so it's Friday, and I'm dancing, Bud, and I'll be at the studio until dinner time, and then I'm coming back. So basically, we're married, and I quit my job to stay home because Carter traveled all the time. I was the class mom every year for each of the kids. Whatever I did, it was like full throttle.
I think my friends will die.
Come on, let's go. When I was 34, I had an excruciating pain in my stomach. And I went to the ER. They found something in my pancreas. They proposed 21 things. Had I been bitten by a scorpion? Had I ever fallen off a horse? And one of the main things was if I had any family history of pancreatic cancer, which I did not. This picture, I think, is one of my favorites of me and my dad. This is a BB gun, and we were shooting cans on a fence. Just always tethered to him. My doctor put me into surveillance, and it was during that surveillance that my father ended up collapsing and going to the hospital and was diagnosed immediately with stage 4 endocarcinoma of the pancreas. So I called my doctors, and they said, you have to come in. You're gonna go into the OR immediately. I said, I have 3 weeks. What do I do to prepare? The doctor said, you need to get into the best shape of your life in 3 weeks. The surgery removed half of my pancreas, my duodenum, my gallbladder, all the lymph nodes, half of my stomach, and I was in the hospital recovering for 3 weeks on a morphine drip. The surgery took out the tumor. It's called a Whipple. But my father, because he was stage 4, was not a candidate. He died about 6 months after my surgery. He saved my life. His diagnosis saved my life.
One separate. Now connect, 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 connect.
We are here in Chinatown for an hour and a half of rhythm lessons from Elena.
One step, that's it. Yay, 1, 2.
This year is our second Ohio Star Ball. Last year, it was Jill's very first time at the competition, and she didn't make the finals. So a logical goal for a normal human would be, let's just make that cut this year. Let's try to be in the final. Jill's goal is to win.
Dancing extends my body. It allows me to move in ways that I've never moved before.
Way better. Level change.
For the first time, I understand when someone says, I'm so passionate about something. I'm only learning what that feels like now. At 50, I'm not getting any younger. This is the healthiest that I've been. I don't know if and when my cancer will come back. I feel like I'm trying to capture time. Time's the one thing I may not have. The competition is nerve-wracking, and I will lose sight of the perspective that it is a hobby and that I'm doing it for my health.
In the Viennese waltz, there was a crescendo in the music that was coming, and I knew that I could delay so that we could both explode this one glorious, cheesy moment with the music. And she went like totally with it perfect. I was just like actually cackling on the floor. It was so good. Jill! Go Jill! Go Jill! She got love from all corners of the ballroom. And I don't think I got a single mayo. No one said go mayo.
So it just so happens my father was a hobby ballroom dancer. He never competed, but he went to a studio 2 nights a week. I think his favorite dance was the foxtrot. When he was dying, I was recovering. And I remember him hugging me and saying, I'm so glad that the situations are the way that they are. Ilya Ifremov was my father's instructor.
I might try.
He had also done my wedding dance with Carter. When I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I was just sitting there in chemo, thinking about what was I gonna do when I felt better. The thing that bubbled up was like, I wanna dance.
From a wedding dance to what you do now,
Yeah.
big journey.
Ilya gave me the best piece of advice. Just listen to the music, hear the music. When I went to my first competition, I knew my dad was there. I wish I could dance with my dad, if anything. I wish I could go back.
The fact that it started with us, you know, makes me happy, proud. Somebody inspired me back in the day to become a dancer. Apparently, I inspired you.
Yes.
And now is your chance and your turn to inspire somebody else. I love you, girl.
I love you too.
Jill Worth and Naomi Allen.
So I won. I would not go back and change anything that has happened. I mean, I wish my dad were still here, but in terms of what's happened to me, I wouldn't change a thing. I think that actually affected my parenting. A lot of the things that I was so worried about, the kids' hair, the outfits, all these external things don't matter.
Her athleticism, flexibility, and her incredible tenacity is gonna blend up into one of the greatest dancers we've ever seen.
I'm shedding all of the things that I felt obligated to do in life. I'm finding out who I am as a woman. So now, if I'm not who I thought I was, who am I?